So as we do, we always look to show you the best bits of the Paris 2024 game. So sit back while we wait for the next heat, and here's one of the moments to remember. So great scenes from the gymnastics. So we are here preparing for heat number 2. That's the start list on your screen. As you can see, it multinational heats. Competitors are stood awaiting. Opening up the proceedings will be the Pan American champion, Faye Herbert. So let's join your commentary team for heat 2.
Isadora Pacheco doing it for Florianopolis, Brazil, which is a thriving mecca of skateboarding in Brazil, skating with none other than Pedro Barros.
And out of Berlin, the 17-year-old Lily Stapasius to do it for Team Germany.
We've got Zheng Hao, the youngest Olympian out here. She's only 11 years old. She'll turn 12 on the closing ceremonies, and the youngest Chinese Olympian of all time.
And from France, Nana Taboulay, the 15-year-old from Leucate in Perpignan on the south coast of the Mediterranean.
And we've got Heike Ventura. So much style and so much power coming out of this skater. Technical tricks as well. We're in for a treat.
Heike Ventura will be the one that gets us underway. She was 6th at the Olympic qualifier in Budapest. She's fast and she's fearless, and she is a delight to watch.
So every skater kind of picks the position where they want to start, one that shapes the whole rest of their line.
Getting things underway, it's Heike Ventura, Heat 2 on the women's prelims.
Blasting that backside air over the hip. Nice frontside ollie. And then frontside 50-50, olling off into the round there. Nice back 50 going over the hip, right into a backside 360 over the jump box. And then there's a Japan air tweaking it out, airing really high. Lots of power from this one. Gapping up the lip slide on the spine. Really powerful run from her so far. Nice backside ollie. Doing an in the air on the vert extension. Front smithing. That's going to be a full pull from Heike.
Great way to start things off. Heike Ventura from Sao Paulo. Looking good and a big 360 over the box. The highlight of that run.
The way that she tweaks all of her airs really just adds an element of style to her skating. And the judges are looking for that style. They're also looking for how you use the course and the difficulty of the tricks that you do. So, for example, this backside 360 over the box, that checks all those boxes. And gapping up the lip slide, we haven't seen anyone gap into that spine yet.
So can she build on that with run 2? What's the score? It's a 76.24. It's a good score. Let's just see if that can improve. Next up from France, it's Nana Taboulet. The crowd will get behind this skateboarder.
Rolling in to start off with some speed. Grabbing the backside over the box. The lip slide. She got a little bit behind that. So it slid out from under her. She looks a little confused. Maybe she ran over something on her way there. She says never mind. She'll just get it next time. She's actually got a vert ramp in her backyard. She doesn't live very close to Marseille, where she trains with Emily Alexandra.
Gets away from Perpignan to Marseille.
You can see her body over her board. Maybe slid a bit faster than she anticipated.
So the run finishes if there's a fail, and she'll have 2 more attempts to put down a complete score. Up next from China, it is the 11-year-old Shen Hao. Amazing performance to get to these Olympic Games, the Olympic qualifier series in Shanghai and Budapest. Came out of nowhere. What can she do here in Paris?
Nice gapping up the lip slide.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well done now. Yeah. Yeah. It was just outside the flue that gets rid of all the stuff. We've had to cut it.
Right, okay.
Someone's picked up that it was a bit too long.
Okay.
So we just cut it down, but it's all alright.
Alright.
Tested it all.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
No worries. See you later. Cheers.
Backside 360 ollie. Nice half cap to back blunt. Blunt to fakie, ollieing out of that. And anytime you're going backwards, definitely adds to your score. And then the Caballerial, the fakie 360 ollie in the deep end.
So a lot of rotation in that run.
Definitely. She had a nice technical approach. Maybe not as fast as some of the other skaters, maybe not as much air time, but certainly used the course well. And anytime you're putting together a full run, it's certainly a victory.
She's so little, only 11 years old.
Pretty good for an 11-year-old.
Momentum to create the energy to get up and out.
There, the fakie half cap to the backside blunt.
So
Right there, Caballerial.
super technical tricks.
Apparently she's powered by cookies. Her coach, Danny Wainwright, also a legend in skateboarding, told me she's absolutely motivated by cookies and candy.
There we go, 63.19, good job. So up next from Germany, it's Lily Stapasius. Ranked 17, skating indoors in Berlin.
really came up skating vert, so she has to adapt a lot of her tricks to these smaller transitions. Vert is basically a half pipe, but much larger and deeper than any of these transitions here. But adapting really well, doing the alley 360 over the hip, using the box in a different way than we've seen before. Nice trail slide on the vert wall. Lip sliding all the way through the corner, really pushing through that.
Really long lip slide.
Nice backside Smith, great style on that one. And here the back nose one. Oh, wow! So you have to yank that in with your hand all the way from that setback wall. Quite a feat for Lily. She might have put her hand down a little bit, but the way that she saved it is absolutely glorious. And there's her dad cheering her on.
Well, Dad can be proud. She did compete in Tokyo, got 9th last time out.
Powerful Smith grind right there. And there, that's her favorite trick, the backside air. A simple trick, but she says it just tells a lot about a skater's style, the way they do backside airs. Right there, traveling the opposite direction of her rotation, also known as alley-oop. Great first run for Lily Stefasius.
So we wait the score for Stefasius. It's a 71.79. It's 7th place for now. Wants to get into the top 8. It's going to need a little bit of a boost. Next for Brazil, the 19-year-old Isadora Pacheco.
Doing a nice little tweak on that Indy air over the box jump. Nice invert. Crowd loving that one. Gapping up to the frontside 5-0. We haven't seen that either. So well done. Elastic frontside air. She's got a lot of power and style to boot. Nice gapping up to the front Smith on the vert wall. Speedy frontside 5-0, tweaking her front stalefish over the hip. Back Smith almost got away from her, but she's staying on and taking it to Fakey on that front 50, ending it with a technical trick.
Brilliant.
It's a big run. That has the potential to score high. Isadora Pacheco, well, she got 4th in the Olympic qualifier in Shanghai. And she has the ability to put down big runs.
Definitely. We've seen her at exposure events where she's placed 3rd in vert and 2nd in bowl. Certainly no stranger to huge competitions. And putting it all together here.
Now, it's early days, but we're looking at potentially anything in the 80s will be good enough to make the top 8. Certainly have a chance of making the top 8.
This, the way that she tweaks that stalefish. She's learned a lot from skating with Pedro Barros, who is the defending silver medalist here.
Oh, she see the score. And it is an 82.07. That goes ahead of Yosusui Sakura, the reigning Olympic champion. Now into 5th place. Pacheco into 4th. Next up for Canada, it's Faye Ebert with the lucky duck feather in her helmet, just checking it's there and dropping it.
Nice nose grind, popping out. Technical way to start your run. You want a frontside air over that hip right there. Oh, going for the back Smith, but didn't quite put her rail down. So on a Smith grind, your back truck is on the coping, your front truck is hanging down in the transition, and your rail has to be leaned against the coping. So even though it might look simple, it's a pretty technical trick. Showing off her style right there. Faye is an all-terrain skater. She's actually a really great street skater, and she rides for Jamie Thomas's company, and Jamie Thomas has done so much for skateboarding. You see her deck right there. He's seen her skate street, certainly very impressive, but she's chosen to follow the park competitions here and then to the Olympics through that avenue.
So we'll have a quick look at the scores, and this is including the Heat 1. We've got Hiraki Kokona in first, Bryce Wetstein, Kosaki, and then importantly from this heat, Isadora Pacheco. And you'll see that we've had a few clean runs. We're going to move back up to Brazil to the top of the standings. Heike Ventura completed the first run, but we'll be looking to boost that score.
She actually placed second in the Pan American Games to Faye Ebert. Right there, doing a 540 over the hip. Kind of running out of speed there, landed a little bit low, but she's already recovered. Front 50, falling into the transition. Nice frontside air, gapping over that hip. And the 360 over the box. Right into that Japan air, run it together. Already much better run than her last. Anytime you throw in a 540, you're really going to stand out. And the gap to lip showing you she's got the technical tricks as well. Going for the kickflip Indy at the end. That would have been a massive upgrade to her score. She is putting it all out on the table for you.
Well, she's going to need a complete run. If she gets that run and it is clean, then it has the potential to get into the top 8. We could see 2 Brazilians through, but not with that bail.
There's the 540. You can see she landed pretty low in the transition, kind of squatted out.
Yeah, squatted down the landing on the 360 as well, as we see here.
And anytime you're skating transition, your landings are something from which you generate speed, so you kind of have to be ready to pump out. And if you're squatting, it kind of robs you of that opportunity.
That was a great shot there, the 360.
There, the kickflip Indy. She was just a little bit too far over her toes to ride away from that one.
Well, 64, even with the bail, that will be a big scoring run, but she has now just one chance to land it. Well, we cheer now for Nana Tabalay from France. That lip slide, can she get this run down and make it clean?
Carrying over the box. Getting the Smith run this time. Last time it turned to a lip slide and got away from her. And there's another invert on the vert wall. Nose grind popping in with style and then gapping over to that 50-50. Oh, just coming off on the alley-oop backside air. She's going to have one more chance.
Disappointment for Nana Tabalay. One more chance. But that man is actually French.
He must be. I mean, he's holding a baguette right his shirt.
I'm going to get that right. Oh, what a shame for Nana Tabalay, but she still has one more chance.
So she typically trains on a vert ramp. There aren't any parks near her. She's very lucky to have a ramp in her backyard. But it's definitely an adjustment. It's a bigger transition. Things are much slower on a vert ramp. Whereas in park, you have to think more critically. You have to get from point A to point B. You have to use the hips.
So the 15-year-old from France will score 29. And we'll be looking for run 3 to get a complete run down. So from China, it is the 11-year-old Shen Hao Hao.
How?
Looking to improve 63.19.
Nice gapping that lip slide. It looked like her tail hit that setback wall a little bit, but it did not stop her. Here we see her set up for kickflip Indy. Wow, that would have really made her stand out. Anytime you're flipping your board, there's so many variables. You have to get your front foot in the right position while keeping your speed. And then you have to flick your board in a way that you can catch it when you're reaching out. And then you have to put on your feet and ride away. It's a lot of elements to think about. But that's certainly why it makes you stand out. There, she just did not get that flick with that front foot in time.
And if you're new to skateboarding, then the indie is the grab.
That's right. Anytime you're traveling backside and grabbing with that back hand on your front rail, it's an indie air.
From Germany, Lily Stefasius. Sitting down to Berlin.
Starting on a long frontside Smith grind, and then transferring over the hip with the frontside air. Nice 50-50, alling into the transition. There it is, the alley-oop 360 over the hip of that jump box. Rail slide. Oh gosh! She tried to make that work. She's trying to get those lip slides to go all the way through the corner. She just kind of ran out of speed. Her back truck almost locked into a front Smith. Didn't quite make it work, but we've seen her pull in some of those long lip slides already. Here's a nice look at a front Smith. You'll note the back truck is on the coping. The front truck is hanging in the transition. The rail of your board, which is the edge of the board, is on the coping, which is the edge of the ramp. Right there, looked like her wheels started to slide.
Yeah, as soon as the wheels hit the coping, it pulled the speed off. So Lily Stefasius, stick for the 71.79. From Brazil, live in fourth place, is Isadora Pacheco. Can she improve on this 82?
Her progression has been absolutely phenomenal this past qualifying season. Gapping up to that frontside 5-0, doing that crail slide, not quite getting on the tail, but riding away from it. Nice backside air, transferring over. You can see her really working for speed, and that's what allowed her to gap all the way up into that Smith grind. There's that stale fish. And then the backside Smith grind. You can see how much speed she has just by the way that she's working all those little corners. She just came off on that kickflip indie, so close to getting it. Just right at that point, she's got to put it back on her feet and commit to it.
Well, won't be too disappointed because she has that big score from run one.
There was that crail slide, more of a crail grind, but right into that powerful frontside air. Lapping up from the shallow onto that bird extension, the Smith grind.
Great shot there. Camera built into the wall on the transfer.
The way that her back knee just lays down on her board in that stalefish is so textbook. And that she could have landed that, and I think she knows it. It was on her feet. She didn't quite commit, which is also a great use of knee pads. Anytime you feel like you're not going to commit to a trick, you can slide off on your knees.
So I think she quite had the balance to kind of bail halfway through. Out of Toronto, it's Faye Ebert. She's 14 years old.
Very talented skateboarder. She can skate a handrail. She can skate a pole. She can skate a vert ramp. All known as an all-terrain vehicle. Front 50 through that corner. Matt Smith getting it this time. Lost a little speed. Trying to build it back up, getting that front Smith. Was leaning back a little bit on that alley there. So unfortunate.
So she'll have one more go. Putting down a complete run to get that.
She's got great pop. Being a street skater certainly helps with that. Anytime you're ollie into an air, it makes it more versatile. It makes you get that height off of that smaller transition.
So the 30 is an improvement, but still no complete run. And we will go back up to the start. We'll have a quick look at the scores on the board. Ventura, who is about to drop, is lying 6, so that's 76.24. Needs to see an improvement, but could potentially, if she can land that last trick, that kick could get windy at the end. Heike Ventura, pressure on this run. She's got the capability. Can she do it?
Nice backside Smith grind with power. The 540 landing a lot higher that time with a little bit more speed. If she's good at anything, it's about building her speed right back up. She's got the power. Nice 50-50 over the hip, right into the back three over the box jump. And the Japan air. Looking strong. Gapping up to the lip slide.
No, that's a shame for Heike Ventura. Oh, what a disappointment. I'm not sure that the 76.24 will be good enough. And Heike, gutted for her.
That last run was so strong with the 5 and the kickflip Indy, and she was almost there.
I mean, stranger things have happened, but we still have Sky Brown and Arissa True to come.
This right here, the gap lip slide. It looked like she just stuck on the way in and couldn't quite roll away. Sometimes when it's really hot on the course, no matter how much wax they may have put on the coping before, it might have melted it just a little stickier.
So a big cheer for Nana Taberley. She was really disappointed coming off in that second of her 2 runs. Can she make this one a full run?
Getting past that front Smith. Landing the invert. That nose grind is so well done the way that she pops in. And gapping up to that 50-50. There it is, the alley backside air. She gets it this time. Pumping for speed to get to the vert wall, doing an alley bear.
Oh no! The truck's just popping off there. 50-50.
She just had maybe a bit more speed than she anticipated. Rolled out onto the deck, couldn't quite save it. Never want to disappoint your home crowd, but she gave it her all.
She did indeed. You can see the emotion writ across her face. And Nana Taberley put down a full run.
Right there, traveling the opposite direction that she's spinning with backside air. There it is again on the vert wall. Let's see right there. Her truck just went over the coping. She got out of it safely, thank goodness, but what a disappointment for Nana.
The third run of the 11-year-old Chun Hao.
You can see the scrape on her face. She actually had a pretty big slam in practice on that backside 360 ollie. Just came off a little heavy on her front feet, on her toes, I mean. Nice gapping up the lip slide. Here she is. She's setting up for that kickflip Indy. Can she make it? Oh, gosh, just under-rotated. She tried to throw it under her feet anyway. But that just goes to show you how tricky it is to throw any sort of a flip trick into these runs. A lot can go wrong. And with the limited time they've had on this course, to have to adapt each and every one of your tricks, to figure out how to link them together in a line that flows well, in a line that uses all these features. It's challenging to do. There you see her setting her foot up and just didn't quite get her feet in the right place.
Well, a great experience for the 11-year-old to come here and compete at the Olympic Games. We'll get to see a lot more of her in the future. So from Germany, Lily Stefasius looking to improve on that 71.79, dropping in from the first extension.
There she is, smithing into the deep end. A nice frontside air, transferring over that hip. Tweaking the backside air a little bit, calling it a method. Nice alley-oop over that hip, right into a judo air. Nice crail slide. There it is, lip sliding through the corner. Lost a little bit of her speed, but still doing a beautiful backsmith. And then gapping up to the nose one. It's even cleaner
Fucking
than the
hell.
last one.
That was awesome.
That is so tricky to do and so blind. That's definitely going to be an improvement on her first run.
Well, she'd lost it.
A smile from the German.
There's her dad. He's seen her through 2 Olympic cycles so far. She's come such a long way.
And what a relief, what a feeling to perform your best run here at the Olympic Games.
She just missed the final in Tokyo. I wonder if this is going to be enough to move her through, but with still half the field yet to come, it's a tall order.
So looking to improve on the 71.79. The stand absolutely packed, not a seat in the house.
That gapping up that setback wall into a back nose blunt and then yanking it in with her hand. A lot could go wrong there, and she just did it so smoothly.
And a 74.40, it is an improvement. It moves her into 7th place. Isadora Pacheco lying in 4th and looking pretty comfortable for a place in the top 8. Can she boost that score here?
She's going to want to give herself a little bit more breathing room because there's still so many excellent skaters to come. And here she is trying to do just that with that blasted frontside air onto the spine. Gapping into that front Smith, looking so confident. Popping to that front stale, making it look really good. Nice backside 5-0. She certainly executed this run more cleanly this time, but can she do the kickflip bending? Oh, that trick is just throwing so many of these skaters off. It is such a difficult one to do. There's just so many variables. She committed to that one, tried to ride away, but was just leaning back a little bit too much.
So good training for the final if she makes it there. She's lying pretty comfortable, I think, in 4th place. And she will stick with that 82.07 from the first run.
The way that she gaps in that front Smith and gets out in time to hit that frontside grind on the opposing wall, that line in itself is so well executed. Right here, almost getting it. Just a little low on the transition. Then we see her with Indiara Asp. We saw do the coupe de baton. They grew up skating together.
And then Indiara was trying to qualify for these games, didn't quite make it. So the last of this second heat. Can Faye Ebert put down a complete run here? Starting off next to the Olympic rings. And roll in.
Starting off with that back nose drive, popping in. Popping to that front side air. Front 15 through the corner, into the back Smith. A little low on that backside air. Trying to put it together. Going alley-oop on that backside air. And lip sliding through the corner. Oh, the kickflip Indy. Yet another one gone awry.
Well, it just goes to show how difficult that trick is. If you can land it in your run, it will score big.
Such a disappointment to not execute what you wanted to at the Olympic Games. It's a tough one to walk away thinking you could have done more, but not being able to put it together. I mean, skateboarding is so technical. So many things could go wrong, and it could be anybody's day.
Well, she got further in that third run than in the first and second, so it will be definitely a bigger score. It's not a complete run, and Faye even is going to finish with a 51.82, 11th place for her. So let's have a look at the standings. Hiraki Kokoda, line pretty comfortable in first for the 88. Bryce Wetstein from Heat 1 looking good, as is Kusaki Hinano. And Isadora Pacheco coming straight in there from Heat 2, ahead of Yosuzumi Sakura, who's now down in 5th, and with Sky Brown, with Arisa True, and with Ruby True yet to come. Yosuzumi Sakura is going to be waiting nervously.
We've even got Haley Servio. That's coming up next. We've got Ruby Lilly. We've got a lot of amazing skaters. This leaderboard can completely change. Naya Lasso from Spain, just recovering in time for the games from that broken collarbone.
You've got to think that Pacheco with the 82.07 is going to be safe-ish, but it's going to be a nervous wait for her. But Yosuzumi Sakura on a 79. I'm not sure if the Olympic champion will make it through to the top 8.
So we've reached the halfway point in the women's park prelims, and quite well done with the seeding here in terms of their heats. We've got 5 from Heat 1 currently still in the top 8, and it's 3 so far from Heat 2 that currently stand in there, and that is obviously led by the athlete that you can see on the screen, Isa Pacheco. She's in a fair position to qualify for the final later on, which takes place at 17:30. So as you can see, the athletes are able to say hello and share a few words with their loved ones who aren't in Paris for the games, but undoubtedly supporting back home in Brazil. Sure, something that the athletes greatly appreciate, that option. This is Heike Ventura, the Brazilian, who, as it stands, is in 6th position, 17-year-old. She's going to be watching on. Well, of course, go take a selfie, capturing the moments. Make sure you check out the Discovery Plus, Max and Eurosport social media feeds as well. Some of the best images from throughout the games. The best run came in the opening run, so they each have 3 opportunities to run for 45 seconds inside the bowl. Judges score out of 100. There's the top 8 that progress through. If you are just joining us across Discovery Plus and Max, welcome. This is live and uninterrupted coverage of the women's park prelims. We are anxiously awaiting heat number 3. Let's run you through the lineup there. Heat 3 coming up next, live and uninterrupted with ourselves here on Discovery Plus and Max. And the final, only the top 8 will qualify. That takes place at 17:30 CET. And a reminder, every single sport is available for you live and uninterrupted across Discovery Plus. You do know there was a postponement earlier in the sailing, so if you're after that, check out what the latest in terms of when that will resume. We've got beach volleyball going on. The athletics has come to a conclusion for the morning session, but you can use the timeline feature to rewind back any of day 11 or any of the previous days' action that you may have missed. So we are here at the Plaza Urban Concours for the women's prelim skateboarding. Once again, as we saw with the men and women park events in the street events in the skateboarding, it's a packed out venue. Like the sun cream, definitely a must. And these spectators are going to be treated to a further 2 heats of women's park prelim action. We've reached the halfway point. The defending champion, as it stands, is one of those anxiously waiting. Yosuzumi Sakoru, 5th in the standings. And out on course now is the athletes in Heat 3, where we do drop down an athlete. We only have 5 competitors for the 2 remaining heats. If you are just joining us, here's an opportunity to show you the best runs from each athlete in Heat 2. First up was Heike Ventura, 17-year-old, 4th at the World Championships. And she started off with a bang. This was her opening run, setting the standard for others to follow in Heat 2. You've already seen what had happened in Heat 1 and knew a score of over 80 really was what would be required in order to give her the best possible chance of making it through to the final later on. Brazilian form here. Near faultless with her opening run. Maximum use there of the 45-second time allowance, squeezing everything she could. Her best run came in the opening run. Look at that. Wow. Great scenes. Great skill, it has to be said, on display. Brazil picked up a medal in the street women's events earlier on. You see there, her best score came in run number 1. Next up, a home athlete, the French national champion, Nana Toubalet. Big moment for her, just 15 years of age. She did struggle at times, it has to be said. Grew with confidence though, and her best performance coming in the 3rd and final run. And now one of those women inspiring future French skateboarders. She won't make it through to the final. As you can see, she didn't complete her run. But it doesn't mean that your score is wiped. The judges will use the scoring up until the point of a fall. And for Nana Toubalet, she did 4 on each of the 3 runs. But the final run is where she made the most of the maximum 45-second duration. She ends on a score of 42.33. Up next, it was Zheng Haha, the youngest ever Chinese Olympian. 11 years of age, she turns 12 on Sunday. Has only been in the sport for just over 4 years. Incredible rise and handling herself awfully well with the big occasion. Her best performance coming in the opening run. Really very fearless, very confident. Our commentators were pointing out that she's perhaps lacking the power needed to generate the heights, particularly on those aerial manoeuvres. Something that she'll look back on with immense pride, I have no doubt. The sole Chinese competitor in the women's park skateboarding, Zheng Haha, putting on a fine display. It won't be good enough for the final, but her opening run of 63.19. Next up was the 17-year-old from Germany, Lily Stambasios. Tall athlete, as you can see. She was certainly put herself in and amongst things. Really good score in the opening rounds. Fell with her second run, but again up the ante in the third and final time of asking to deliver her best performance.
I was hoping to catch you, but
final
I
round.
wanted to give you a call because Mum's gone.
As you can imagine, some use of the time, an expert execution there of that.
So they put her on the
Penultimate trick there. Saw her best performance, saved to last. Big smile. She knew that was good. It was clean.
all the time.
It had the variety that the judges will be looking for. For the German, it was a best score of 74.40, which currently has her 7th overall.
Thanks. Bye.
So the second Brazilian to go in this heat was Isa Pacheco. The delight of the crowd. She was 10th at the Tokyo Games 3 years ago. So has that experience already. Her best run. Also coming in the very first round. Very smooth. She did prove to be the best of the opening rounds. Isa Pacheco, currently 4th overall. So, you are with us here for live and uninterrupted coverage of the women's park prelims. We've reached the halfway stage. 2 down, 2 final heats to come. So, up next in heat number 3 is the Tokyo bronze medalist, Sky Brown from Great Britain. Became Britain's youngest ever Olympic medalist. Here's a little more about her story.
At Tokyo 2020, a 13-year-old Sky Brown became Great Britain's youngest ever Olympic medalist when she won bronze in skateboarding.
There it is, she stuck it. What she got? That was the finish. That could be enough. That could be enough to get on the podium.
Third place for Sky Brown, 56.47. Unbelievable run for the 13-year-old.
Yeah, it's pretty cool being Britain's youngest Olympic medalist. Yeah, it's super special to me.
18 months later, Sky was named Great Britain's first skateboarding world champion.
Being the world champion in February it was amazing.
Sky Brown is your new park world champion.
That was the first qualified back since the Olympics, and just seeing the progression and the level of skateboarding, it's just changed so much. And seeing all these girls like spinning, young girls spinning, it's been really cool to see, and it's so cool we get to push each other, and we were all posting clips on social and showing new tricks we got never done before. It was just really cool, and just getting that win, yeah, that was dreamy.
Spending all 3 of my runs, that was just an amazing feeling. I was just trying to be stoked on that, but never gonna do enough to the end because all the girls are crazy right now.
Next on the horizon is Sky's second Olympic Games.
You can expect an amazing show in Paris. From now on, we just try to progress and I'm gonna try to go higher, make my skateboarding more and more beautiful. It's gonna be an amazing show. I'm really excited to show you guys what we got. Skateboarding, it's a very special sport. You can do it anywhere, and when you do it, you forget about everything. Just think about skateboarding now and where you want to learn next. So I just want to share that to the world more. And yeah, I have a lot more goals than that. It can be scary sometimes. A lot of people are watching you, and you might be the only girl at the skate park, but you can't care. Just do what you love. Skateboarding, you're gonna fall. It hurts. You have to just get back up and don't give up, because that's part of life. We're all gonna have our hard times, but we can't give up. We have to keep going, because there's a lot more cool things to do and a lot more new tricks you can do. So yeah, just never give up and enjoy the journey too. That's honestly the most important thing. Probably take things slow, enjoy the journey, because it's a beautiful life you're living.
So Team GB's youngest ever Olympic medalist, Sky Brown, she did that 3 years ago at Tokyo Games. 13 years of age there, now 3 years further on with more experience. She did unfortunately dislocate her shoulder on the opening weekend practicing, but she's good to go and she's up next. So welcome if you are just joining us. We are eagerly awaiting heat number 3 in the women's park prelims. This is live and uninterrupted coverage across Discovery Plus and Max. If you are just joining us, if you missed anything from heat number 1 or heat number 2, head to your Discovery Plus and Max platforms where you can use the timeline feature to rewind back and view some of the best action. As you can currently see on screen, is a fascinating watch. Each athlete has 3 runs, 3 opportunities to produce the biggest score possible. So judges are looking for variety, technique, speed, skill, power and precision, and ultimately execution, because unfortunately if you do fall, that does halt the scoring of that particular run. We see lots of athletes produce their best in the opening run, and those perhaps taking a little longer to adjust to their surroundings, delivering their best performance in the 3rd and final run. As it stands, we potentially have 2 Brazilians in the top 8, but a lot can change. It's a packed out venue at the Plaza Urban Le Concours. Plenty of oohs and ahs. And just an excellent advert for the sport of skateboarding, and in particular women's skateboarding. We're hearing from Sky Brown moments ago about inspiring the next generation of young women to head down to what has been, until recent years, a very male-dominated sport, but we are becoming more familiar with the names such of Sky Brown. Isa Pacheco, who we're seeing on screen now, the Brazilian, at her 2nd Olympic Games at still the age of 19, so barring any significant injuries, she was going to be here for a long time, future games to come, and obviously with the build-up now, and hand over to LA at the end of these games, and obviously that will be a big moment for the United States of America and their strength and depth when it comes to skateboarders. See from the flags as well, along with the hot and humid conditions, that there's quite a bit of breeze there now, which will be impacting on the athletes. Seeded heats, but it is the look of the draw as regards to which heat you do end up in. Lots of spectators using the opportunity to grab refreshments ahead of heat 3. So That is the lineup for heat number 3. 2 Brits, 2 Americans, an Australian, and a whole bunch of talent in there. The scary thing, probably, if you certainly for myself, is looking at the age of those athletes. It is a sport for the youngsters, particularly with the women. But this is live coverage of Heat 3 of the Women's Park Prelims.
Eight scores over all 4 heats. Currently, Iraqi Kokona leading, Bryce Wetstein in second, Kosaki Hinano in third. So time to introduce the athletes for this heat 2 from Great Britain. It's Sky Brown. Always a big smile on her face.
And from the USA, we've got Ruby Lilly. She is a transition skating machine, can skate pools and all kinds of treacherous terrain.
Let's go!
Out of Saltash in Cornwall is the 16-year-old Lola Tamlin.
And here we've got a gold medal winning machine, Arissa True, coming off double gold at the X Games in both Park and Berg 2 years running.
And from the USA, it is Mina Stess. This is a super stacked heat.
As you can see, they're all friends, having such a good time being here together, skating at the Olympics. We've got Christian Hosoi in the audience, along with Steve Van Doren. Hosoi has done so much for skateboarding, and Steve Van Doren founded one of the biggest skate shoe brands of all time.
And it is Mina Stess that will get this third heat underway.
Skating her whole life. We've seen her skate the exposure events, street, vert, bowl. She can do it all. Rolling in for her first run, starting off with a very stylish backside air. She's got a really great approach to skating, the way that she tweaks all of her airs, falling up to that front 50. We haven't seen anyone hit it from that side before. Just looked like she had a little too much speed, yapping into that lip slide. Got away from her a little bit. She'll have 2 more runs.
So your run finishes as soon as a bail occurs, and you need to complete a run in order to get a score big enough to go through to the top 8.
This has the makings of a really great run. You can see she's taking a really technical approach to the course in the way that she's gapping into and out of her tricks.
Well, Arissa True has burst onto the scene, just 14 years old, but world ranked number 2. She's one of the favourites to take gold here. Can she get over the first hurdle and qualify through to the final?
She's gotten over many first hurdles, being the first woman to ever land a 900. And there she is doing a 540. So boosted right into a Madonna on the vert wall there. A very talented skateboarder, the first to ever do a switch 540 in the women's field. A Mick Egg, an innovator in both vert and park. Oh, there with that front 50 on the spine and then falling off of it in order to land in the transition. Now she's skating switch, and then she did the cab weddle right there. This is a really packed run.
Oh, damn.
Well, on that last trick, just coming up and coming off.
She's actually fit more tricks into this run than we've seen with some of the completed runs, though. So I don't know how that fall will affect her, but everything leading up to it was just so well done.
Well, this is potentially the biggest scoring run with a fall.
That's right. It's definitely going to be the biggest scoring run with the fall. Right there, skating switch. So when you're skating switch, it's basically like drawing with your non-dominant hand. So it's like learning to skate all over again. Anytime you're doing that, it increases the technicality of it so much.
So a 72.15. That is going to be huge if it can be clean. Lola Tablin from Great Britain had an injury in the Olympic qualifier in Shanghai, wasn't able to compete there, but came back in Budapest.
She started skating. Her dad was a BMXer and he built a skate park for their community. She saw some skaters there and thought it looked fun, and here she is, bringing some really unique style to this course. She gapped up to that rock and roll slide on the vert wall, and there the front people almost getting away from her. That is the exciting thing about watching Lola skate, is she just will make some tricks work that should not have worked. She will all these tricks into existence, and it's so fun to watch. Right there, doing a unit 540, a little knee slide on the way out. Still make, but totally ran out of speed there. She'll have 2 more chances to clean that up. Not sure she liked that run either, but she is now
from Sky Brown.
She's officially an Olympian now. A huge honor. Tweaking that backside air a little bit over the box jump. Right there, gapping over the channel into the rock and roll slide. She was a little bit behind it, but still was able to bring it in. Same with this feeble, almost falling off.
You can see how close it was there.
That shows true commitment. When a trick isn't going to work out, but you make it happen anyway, that just shows you're not afraid to take the potential slam.
73.85 for Lola Tablin.
She's not been feeling too
John
good.
is really preferring you stay on
She's
your
been
board
sick
for the
all
whole
the
run,
time.
like you saw Marissa.
So she's
Really
sleeping
from
over
the United States of America. About to join.
Make sure you check out her latest video part, because she skates some things that are not meant to be skated, showing you true skateboarding.
But yeah, I just thought you should know.
Putting all her tricks into them is no easy feat. And there she is. She's known for that back nose grind, and the way that she did that flowing into the deep end was just absolutely textbook. Nice front side.
Yeah, no worries. I'll
wall.
keep you updated anyway.
Smooth backside ollie. Putting together a solid run so far, gapping up in the tail slide over the hit. And the back sniff. Send up for that last trick. Trail slide into the corner, full run for Ruby Lily.
A really creative use of the course there.
Winning the 2023 Exposure Vert Contest and placing 3rd in bowl all in the same day. Certainly a really talented skateboarder with a huge bag of tricks and style to boot.
Blood scored for the American. Ruby Lily's got a 74.98. That puts her in the top 8 for now, 7th place. I reckon you need to be up in the 80s. Sky Brown.
Tom Scoofy.
Sky Brown, well, she struggled with a knee injury. That knee injury has now recovered, and then just a few days ago, she dislocated her shoulder. So she's had bad luck coming into this competition. She's not 100% fit. What can she do?
She can do a beautiful invert. The way that she stalled that does not appear to be bothering her shoulder, which is great. And then doing that alley frontside air, such a blind trick, right in the backside tail slide, so smoothly executed. Her style is something to really appreciate. It's just so smooth. The way that she tweaks that frontside air clearly shows you she's a surfer. Surfers always seem to have the best skate style.
Oh, excellent.
Little tweak on that melon, right into a frontside stalefish in the deep end. And the 3 over the spine. A great way to start for Sky, coming off so many injuries and putting it together.
Clean run from Sky Brown, a complete run. There's more to come. She's got a lot more in her locker, but that's just what the legend needs to get through. But right now, I'm not sure what the score will be for this, but Sky's definitely got the opportunity to boost from this run.
The way that she did that invert, completely straightened that stalling arm, was so upside down. And then the nice backside air.
While we wait for the judges scoring on this.
She tried to qualify for surf as well, just missed it. And there you see her dad, a skater and surfer himself. He's got to be so proud.
And the score is 84.75, fourth place for Sky Brown, and that is a place in the final.
Fourth place.
And with that, Yoshizumi Sakura is going to look on very nervously, now down into sixth place, knocking one of Sky Brown's best friends on the tour, potentially Sky knocking her out of a place in the final. Early days yet, still haven't had a clean run. We go back to Minnestes.
Looking for a full run here. Rolling in for speed. Starting off with that big backside air. Minna had to work so hard to qualify for these Olympics, and oh my gosh, that front 50 almost got away from her, and she just saved it. And there she is, gapping up the lip slide. Already a better run for her so far. Tweaking that Indy air over the hip. Nice back three. Smith going through the corner. Losing a little bit of speed, but still able to hit her. Trying to get the people grind on the rail. There you see her parents and her brother.
So Minna is going to leave it all down to run three.
That front 50, it looked like the back truck almost got off the coping, but she was able to land it before it was able to slip off.
She got a lot further than on run one, so it will be an improvement on the score. That was where it came. The feeble grind just came off on the feeble at the end. 54.71. So it's all going to come down to the third run. Now, it is Arissa True, one of the favourites coming into this competition. She's got those 540s on lock.
Starting out with a back three, over the box, right into the 540. Just doing it so clean every time. And then Madonna on the vert wall. She has absolutely changed the game in this field with all of the tricks that she has brought from the vert ramp into the park course. And there, front 50, ollie into the transition, and then going the front nose grind fakie. That's so technical. Up in for speed, gapping up the lip slide. She's got to land this last trick.
Well, I thought that lip slide was going to get away from her just at the very end there, but it's a complete run for the Australian Arissa True.
It looked like she debated adding another trick at the end, but she just wanted to get that score on the board. She saw how much the fall at the end affected her, but she's fit in so many tricks in this run, and she went switch, and she did a 5. And it's sure to be a good score, even though the ending was a little bit slow.
Again, she's got room to improve. Lots of room to improve. But this run could be good enough on its own. And like Sky Brown, who came in with the 84, Marissa True, we're expecting a big score. It's an 82.95. It's 5th place. And it could well be good enough to go through to the final just on that. Good job. Safety. Next up from Great Britain, it's Lola Tamlin, looking to improve on that 73 from run 1. Lola's going to go for it now. Go big. A look of steely concentration and determination.
Placed 3rd in Exposure 2021, impressing the judges with her ability to put together a video part. But now she's got to put it down when it counts. Front rock slide on the vert wall. That is such a tough trick to do. See her pumping for speed to get that gap. Rock and roll slide. Nice frontside grind. Making her way to the other side of the course.
Oh, Lola going down hard. I think she's okay. Just got the wind knocked out of her there.
That shows you how hard that trick is, that front V-bowl. The way you lock into it, your front truck is just over the deck, and you can't see the transition where you have to turn back into it. And it looked like she just clipped those front wheels on her way back in. Let's have another look. Oh, just wasn't quite turned all the way to look back where she was going.
Well, that won't be an improvement on that first run score. And a 55.05, it's all going to come down to the 3rd run. Now, Ruby Lilly from the USA on a 74.98. Looking to boost that up into the 80s potentially.
There we see her family. She's got a huge family and so supportive. Moved her entire family over from the East Coast to the West Coast to pursue her skateboarding dreams. And here she is making it happen at the Olympics. Backside nose grind to get her into the deep end for a front Smith through the corner. Ruby is no stranger to the podium. She's gotten a silver at X Games behind Kokina Harake. Can she repeat that here? Nice back disaster on the vert wall. Gapping into the front nose grind off the hip on the extension. That is so technical. Yes, definitely an improvement from run number 1. Ruby Lilly getting better each and every time she drops it.
Wonder where that chap's from. As Ruby Lilly from the United States of America puts down a complete run, and it's a good run.
Here's a look at that signature back nose grind, the way she pops into it and out of it. There we see Kevin Kowalski, a very talented skateboarder.
Well, skating with a smile on her face, it is a slight improvement, 75.07. And lying in 9th, will need to improve to get into the final. Next up, it's Sky Brown, sitting in 4th. Looking to improve. Already comfortable for a place in the final.
Wow, just a beautiful invert. That is a thing of poetry right there. Alley-ooping that frontside air and absolutely blasting. Sliding that backside tail slide so properly. Smith grinding her way back over to the other side of the course. Another alley-oop. Anytime you're traveling the opposite direction of where you're spinning, it's so much harder and it is so blind. Not only the landing, but the takeoff. On and out. That melon grab. Oh, and just missing the front stale in the deep end. She knows she's in a good spot, but of course she wants to increase that score.
So Sky Brown looking good with that bail at the end. This will not be an improvement, but what a way to start with that invert. I'm guessing that's not the shoulder that she hurt.
I mean, if it is, then that is
Incredible.
certainly really impressive to be able to stall on that arm like that.
Yeah, she stretched her medial meniscus, her medial ligament in the her MCL, just ahead of the Olympic qualifiers in Budapest. Made a recovery and was able to skate, qualify to these games, and then just a few days ago has suffered an injury to her shoulder. And 71 is not an improvement for Brown. And we will take a quick look at the scores, I hope, here. And you can see that from this heat, both Sky Brown and Arissa True are looking good in 4th and 5th, but could still boost that score. Ruby Lily with some work to do, lying in 9th. She'll look to get ahead of Yosazumi if she wants to guarantee a place in the top 8. So Mina Stess will start the 3rd run. Needs a complete run here.
Love the way she starts, going from low to high on that backside air. Nice frontside 50, gapping up into it. We haven't seen anyone else do that. And then the gap to lip slide. Really technical approach to this course. It goes a long way to show that you're using all the different features. And there, front smithing through the corner, putting it together. Doing the Andrecht this time and going for the feeble. Didn't look like she had the speed. Grind off the end there.
So disappointment for Mina Stess. Not able to get a complete run in.
Her parents, Andrew and Moniz, have done so much to help get her here to the Olympics. She's worked hard to qualify, just missed it in Tokyo, made it to Paris. Certainly a huge accomplishment for Minna. Right here, the feeble just didn't quite push through to the end there. But now she is an Olympian. She's made it so far.
And she'll go with her 2nd run score, 51.71. So the 14-year-old Australian originally from Cairns, now living in the Gold Coast, it's Arissa True.
Starting off with a big back 3, right into a big twist by 40. Nice Madonna. Smithing her way into the deep end, transferring over that hip. Trains with Trevor Ward, who also coaches Mina Stess. Front 50 ollieing over that, right into the front for fakie, right into the switch air. All going frontside this time. That would have been a huge upgrade. That is such a blind rotation. We're not seeing that in this field at all. And there's her dad, also a skate photographer. This is just a taste of what's to come from Arissa.
Well, she's scoping it out for the finals later. And it will not be an improvement on the 82 that she put down in the 2nd run. It was almost a slight safety run when she got that 82. She's got the potential, if she can put some of these huge tricks down.
Like that, I definitely want to see that one in the final. And there we see her with Trevor. Also a legend in the vert scene.
So she's lying in 5th. And there are 5 more to come in the 4th heat. So mathematically not safe yet. Lola Tamlin from Great Britain, looking to put a big score down in run 3.
Keeping her speed 50-50 through that pocket to get her onto that wall. Nice frontside rock slide on the vert extension. There she's working for speed for this big trick she's got for us, gapping into the rock and roll slide, just not quite pulling it in this time.
She had that on run 1 and 2.
There we see her family cheering for her. Also another one who's made it really far. That's the thing with park skating, is you've got to really work the whole course. You've got to maintain your speed. You've got to use it in a different way than everybody else. You've got to adapt all of your tricks each and every time you're skating a park course. It's like you're relearning all of your tricks to put them into motion in a way that connects the different parts of the park.
Well, next up, Ruby Lily. She's right on the bubble, looking to improve to get into that top 8. Only the top 8 will qualify through to the finals. We've got one more heat after this.
Started as a ballroom dancer, now a skateboarder, trying to kick things off with a back 3 over the box jump. She knew she had to improve that score to try to make the finals. Not quite doing it, but a great showing from Ruby Lily so far.
Disappointment for Ruby Lily. She will stay with that second run score of a 75.07 and just entertaining the crowd here. So our last skater in this third heat, it is Sky Brown. She is lying in 4th place. And she is looking to boost that. Looking very comfortable for qualification. Sky Brown dropping in.
Sky Brown is an absolute warrior. She's had some of the worst slams in skateboarding history and has recovered from each and every one of them. Still looking so strong.
Just clutching that shoulder. She did have a shoulder injury coming into the Olympic Games. Dislocation. She says on her social media that she's going to need an operation after Paris, and you can see which shoulder it is. She's clutching it there, and I know from experience, having dislocated my shoulder on many occasions, what it feels like. It just can play with the confidence in the back of your mind.
That is the arm that she's hand planning on.
Yeah.
That's incredible that she was able to stall each and one of those inverts on that injured arm.
But the worst thing that you can do with a dislocated shoulder is to fall and then put your hand out in front of you. That's still what puts the joint into under stress. Sky Brown, while she's through, not mathematically through, but looking very comfortable to make it through to the finals. Have a look at the scores now. We can see that the ones that are qualified definitely is Hiraki Kokona, Bryce Wetstein, and Kosaki Hinano. Sky Brown looking comfortable. Arisa True looking comfortable in 4th and 5th. Isadora Pacheco and Yosuzumi Sakura will be the ones that are waiting very nervously, as will Heike Ventura.
Well, we've got some really talented skaters to come. Naya Lasso, Hailey Servio, Dora Barea, and Ruby True. I mean, any of those could certainly make it into the finals. Definitely going to be a heat to watch.
And you see there, Lola Tamlin ending up in 11th, Venus Ness 15th for now from this third heat. So we're going to take a quick break from commentary while we have a 10-minute warm-up for the 4th and final heat.
Thank you to our commentary team. So 3 out of 4 heats down, and we're starting to get a real sense now of who or what is indeed required to make it into that top 8. Those anxiously waiting are Ventura and Yossi Zuma, perhaps in 7th and 8th position. It is looking as though a score over 80 from any of those in the final heat is going to be good enough to get through. So it does give us opportunity to check in with Lola Tambling, the 16-year-old. Look at her surprise because who she's seen on the Zoom screen, she's from Cornwall in England. She's a little confused. Yes, Lola, they can't see you. They can. This is one of the beauties of the Olympic Games, of course, brought in unwanted circumstances in the Tokyo Games due to the COVID restrictions. Great to see Paris have embraced this, and it is a continuous feature across the sports. The opportunity not only to shout out those presents in the arenas and stadiums, but also a chance to say thank you to those back home who are no doubt beaming with immense pride. 16-year-old Olympic debutant Lola Tambling. Creating memories to last a lifetime. This is day 11 of the Paris Olympic Games across Discovery Plus and Max. We've got one more heat to come in the women's park skateboarding. Welcome across Discovery Plus and Max. We are in Paris for the Olympic Games. And just a reminder, if you are just joining us, this is our programme. We have one more heat left in the women's park preliminary rounds of the skateboarding. We're looking to, we will identify the top 8 athletes that will qualify to contest the gold medals, and that final will be live and uninterrupted from 17:30 CET. And there is a host of live sport that you can consume right now across Discovery Plus and Max. Just head there. Be back very quickly because, as we mentioned, we've still got one more heat to go in the women's park prelims, but we've got climbing, canoe sprints, and handball. So heat 3 is completed in the bag, and the standout performer was Team GB's Sky Brown. She was a bronze medalist 3 years ago. Anyone who was watching our live coverage took a heavy fall in her third and final run. It is a high-risk sport. She dislocated a shoulder in practice on the opening weekend of the Games, not competing, just getting ready for today's event. And certainly from Team GB, and in particular Sky Brown perspective, we hope she is okay, but she put out the standout performance of the third heat, 84.75 with her very first run. And that's what you're seeing right here. Look at the focus, look at the poise. These athletes have done these type of moves and skills countless times, but handling the pressure of an Olympic Games is a whole other thing, and I'm sure she's benefited immensely from the experience in Tokyo, which, as you'll all know, no fans there in Tokyo, so that's a huge upturn for all of the athletes across all of the sports here, is the fact that it's not just them providing their own internal motivation. They can rely on the crowd and the oohs and the ahs, and it is a very supportive crowd here at the Plaza Park Urban. Lots of respect across all nations. Team GB Sky Brown is definitely one of the faces of the sport. She's living up to that billing. She's in the medal hunt as it stands, with just one more heat of 5 athletes looking to prevent her qualifying through to the final. Ministess, she has graduated from a Tokyo 2020 alternate. That means she went to Tokyo but didn't compete. She is now officially an Olympian. 15th overall on the standings, so she won't qualify for the final. But it's great to see her here, and congratulations, Team USA. There is one American guaranteed to be in that final. It came in the opening heat, Bryce Wetstein. Currently sitting second overall, so it's Hiraki, Whetstone, Kusaki, that can breathe easy now with one more heat to go. The two Japanese and the American know their place is safe in the final. Watching for the standard in particular of this final heat is Brown, True, Pacheco, and the defending champion, Yosazumi. If you are just joining us, let's show you the best run from each of the athletes in Heat 3. So opening up proceedings in Heat number 3 was Ministes, the American 18-year-old, previous world bronze medalist. Lots of nerves, anxiously waiting to see lots of athletes go before she set the standard for this third heat. Each athlete gets 3 runs, 45 seconds to show your best. And for the American, her best performance came in run number 2. She did fall at the end, but as you can see with the time clock, she only had a few seconds remaining. Their time. Just at the very end there. Instant rewards, best run of 54.71. Next up is the highly anticipated young Australian, just 14 on her Olympic debut, Marissa True. She's an X Games double gold medalist. Those familiar with the sport know that's often the benchmark in terms of your X Games performance. Now we have Olympic medals at stake in this sport. She's a firm medal hope for the Australians. She set her stall out with the best run coming in the second round. Maximising the time in all aspects of the course. You can tell from her reaction, she knew that was good. It was going to put her in the top 8 mix. Immense cores required by all of these athletes to be able to hold these manoeuvres at an 82.95. As it stands, she is 5th overall. Team GB's Sky Brown, the nation's youngest ever Olympic medalist, bronze medal in Tokyo, so lots of eyes and expectation on this youngster, just 16. She handled the occasion with aplomb. This is her opening round. This was the best score for the British athlete, just about hanging on there. Lola Tambling with a fine performance there, the 16-year-old from Cornwall. Much to the delight of the British fans, one of 2 British athletes in this heat. Look at that. Pulling out all the stops to try and get herself in that top 8, and it was her opening round score of 73, which was her best performance. Up next, we had the X Games silver medalist, Ruby Lilly. One of 3 Americans contesting these par prelims. Who's put down a fine marker in her first run and was looking to improve it in the second. And you see from the pictures here, she did improve her performance. Solid execution throughout. Using all aspects of the course, showing a variety of tricks. Just ran out of time. So that final one won't count. The American fan was certainly happy with what he saw. Confirmation, it was a slight improvement in the second round. 9th overall as it stands. And the final athlete on the start list for this third heat was Team GB's Sky Brown. Bronze 3 years ago, looking to upgrade that here in Paris. She knew a performance of 80 plus would allow a bit of breathing space and perhaps reassurance that she'd done enough to contest the final, which will be live and uninterrupted with us here on Discovery Plus and Max. This was the opening run for Sky Brown. Things couldn't have gone much better. The reaction says it all. She knew that was big. They knew it was big. And the dad, who's a coach, who's watching on from the sidelines, he knew it was big as well. The best athlete to perform in heat number 3 was Sky Brown, and her performance of 84.75. So this is the athletes currently preparing for heat number 4. Sky Brown on your screen, and you can perhaps suggest that by her body language. She's a little bit uncomfortable because she took a heavy fall in run number 3. She dislocated her shoulder on the opening weekend of the games while out practicing. You can see there that it's not fully through. Her cooling vest that she's got on, she's obviously thinking about the final, looks set to compete, but she's going to have to receive some medical attention. Big smiles, but concerns for Team GB. So let's hear from one of the athletes in heat number 3. Arissa True is Australia's big hope. She's 14 years of age. She's an X Games double gold medalist, and she's been speaking to Lauren Jabara.
Thank you so much. Your first Olympic experience. Just how has it been so far coming out here, seeing all these fans and doing your 3 runs?
It's really cool being out here at the Olympics. It's definitely not what I thought it'd be. It's just super fun. This park is really fun and I love it so much. So I'm just really hoping I get into the finals to show off more of my run.
Yeah, well, you definitely did that, and you're just raising the level. You continue to raise the level for women in skateboarding. Just how much pride do you take in that at only 14 years old?
I love knowing that I'm pushing the women's skateboarding because it's just super cool because all the girls are pushing it now. Yeah. And when everyone's pushing it, just pushes me to get even better.
I know. And do you have family and friends here that are supporting you?
Yeah, well, all the girls here are my friends, so I'm here supporting them. They're here supporting me. And my coach is here and my parents are here watching in the crowd.
Did you feel nervous at all in your first Olympic experience, or is it hey, I've done this before, it's just skateboarding?
Not really nervous. I just I need to learn my run. Just get into everything.
And you definitely did that. Thank you so much. We'll hope to see you in the final.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
So that was Arissa True, currently in 5th place in the standings, speaking to our reporter Lauren Jabara. So it will be an anxious wait for the Australian. She's got a teammate, Ruby True, warming up. As we're just showing you some shots there of Sky Brown from Heat 3. If you are just joining us, welcome to our coverage across Discovery Plus and Max. And this is what you have to look out for. It's high risk but big rewards when it comes to skateboarding. And that was Sky Brown's 3rd run, and you can tell by her reaction. She looks straight over to her dad, clutches that shoulder. She is a big medal hope for Team GB, and she's got a little time to receive medical attention. 17:30 CET is the time for the final. Well, let's find out how Sky's doing. She's been speaking to our reporter, Lauren Jabara.
Thank you so much, Sky. You're here now for your second Olympic experience. The last time you were 13, you're now 16. What was it like dropping in just a few years later?
Honestly, it flew by. It's crazy to think it was 3 years ago, and now we're here, and this is gonna end today. It's definitely crazy. It's been an amazing journey. I enjoyed a lot of these moments. Try to enjoy every moment, and even this, these runs are so cool with this crowd. It's definitely the coolest crowd I've ever gotten. Huge crowd, screaming loud, and it's been really cool.
Yeah, I know you've overcome a lot to get here between the MCL, dislocated shoulder just 9 days ago. You took a hard fall. How's your shoulder feeling? How are you feeling mentally right now?
I feel good. I'm happy. I'm just happy to be here because honestly, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to be here. But yeah, I'm definitely stoked to be here. Show my style, show my skating the best I can right now. On my last run, I felt my shoulder a little bit, and that was a little scary. Don't want it to get worse. I'm already gonna have to get surgery after this. It's just scary, but if I make it to the finals, I just want to put my best out there, the best I can do with this, and fight through it.
Well, you're fighting through it right now, and I know so many people are here just to watch you and support you and love on you because you continue to raise the level of skateboarding for women. How is as a 16-year-old do you handle, all of that hoorah going on around you and just be like, hey, no, I'm going to do my thing?
I love it. I love the crowd. I love the nerves, the pressure. I love this stuff. So it's super cool. I guess I've been doing it from a young age now. Not just in skating, surfing, and dancing with the stars. So I'm used to it, and I love it. I love how this crowd really hypes us all up. Gets me pretty nervous though, but it's good nerves.
Well, Sky, we so appreciate you taking the time. I hope your shoulder feels better for the next couple of hours. Get some rest and recovery. We'll see you back.
Thank you.
So the fine margins of elite sport after the opening run. Sky Brown was probably thinking I'm in my very best form despite the injury problems in the build-up, and she put down a stellar marker, but literally came crashing down in that third and final run. You could tell when she was speaking to Lauren then she's dealing with a lot of emotions there. We wish her all the very best. It's going to be a short turnaround for any medical attention she does require. She's already mentioned about needing surgery post Paris 2024. But if you are just joining us, welcome to live and uninterrupted coverage of the women's park prelims. We are just 5 athletes remaining. The final heat, and the athletes currently out on course going through their final preparations. There is your lineup. Another Australian, the second Australian we've seen this afternoon. A third Brazilian, a first, a debut Moroccan, Finland and Spain. Dora Perella, the oldest athlete in the competition, perhaps watching on most anxiously, is the defending champion, the gold medalist, Yosazuma Sakura, who's currently 7th overall. So will she make the top 8 cut? Let's head back to the Plaza Urban Park for our live commentary team.
Once again, Sakura is the reigning Olympic champion here. So unfortunate start for her. Not looking too great to make it to finals, but certainly great to see her healthy again.
So let's introduce the athletes. Ruby True, the 15-year-old from Australia, from Manly in New South Wales.
We've got Dora Barea, 2017 and 2018 Pan American champion.
And the 21-year-old from Rabat in Morocco, Aya Askas.
You've got Haley Sergio from Finland, started skating during COVID not too long ago, but has made incredible progress.
And from the Basque country near Bilbao, it's Naya Lasso from Spain. And Naya Lasso will get things underway in this fourth heat. Remember, it's the best score from 3 runs that count. 25 seconds on the clock. And you need a clean run if you want to get through to the top 8.
Naya Lasso dropping in or rolling in, actually getting some speed with a beautiful tail grab on the vert wall. She's got really textbook style, gapping up to that backside tail slide. So well executed. Trail slide on the vert wall, front sniff, back lip. Oh, doing it for the Star Wars theme with her Lucky Yoda socks.
Well, at the Olympic qualifier in Shanghai, Naya Lasso broke her collarbone and was not able to compete there. In Budapest a couple of weeks later, she was still recovering from that broken collarbone. It should all be fixed now, but it has affected the amount of training time that she's been able to get.
Yeah. I've gotten to skate with her a little bit during her time in California. That's where she was as she was recovering and getting ready.
She did mention that. She told me a towel and some shower gel.
Who grew up in Australia, has both Finnish and Australian citizenship.
Turn up with a big backside 360 over the box, right home and twist, looking so strong. Only skating a couple years, this progression is incredible. Nice weddle. Nice frontside air transfer with a crail slide to boot, gapping up the lip. Doing it for Finland, just like legend Lizzie Armanto, who skated the last Olympics.
Okay, great, yeah.
Really set the stage for all these girls and women here.
Okay.
That Smith grind, it looked like it just went in the lip slide and got away from her. That was such a strong start to her skating here.
And Hay does have a big 540 in her bag of tricks. You see that?
We have seen that.
And you're going to see a big score.
She's just got to land her full run. We know she's got a fakie to fakie 5 that she's saving for us as well. Certainly looking like the makings of a finalist, but can she put it together? She's got 2 more chances at it.
Yeah, you need a complete run. The run ends as soon as you bail. And Silvio on a 58.96. 2 more chances. So from Morocco, this is Aya Askas. She started skating when she was 16 years old and wants to inspire other young African women into skateboarding.
She actually does that through a nonprofit called Joy Empowerment. She brings skateboarding to communities that don't have access to it, bringing boards and equipment, sometimes even bringing full mini ramps that she builds just to bring skating places where it's not possible to skate. And she doesn't have any parks like this one to skate. So here you see her skating like a mini ramp, which is a small half pipe. Putting together some technical tricks, just getting a little caught up there.
Askas will be looking to put down a complete run. Haven't seen a complete run yet in this 4th and final heat.
Just got hung up on that half cab rock baby. She's looking to change things for skateboarding in Morocco. She's even got an apprenticeship with the Concrete Jungle Foundation to make concrete skate parks nearby.
So from Brazil, it's Dora Varela, 23 years old. The Brazilians have Isidora Pacheco, 6th place. Can we get another skateboarder into the final?
Started off great with that frontside grind, rolling through the corner. Always a unique and powerful way to start your run. And then gapping up to that tail slide over the love seat. Right into a 360 Weddle, landing a little low, losing some speed, but recovering well. Whipping through the corner. Gapping up to front 50 and then yanking it in. Great use of the course by Dora. Nice in the air. Going feeble, going to fakie. 50-50 to fakie as well. And that's going to be a full pull for Dora. Got a little bit slow there in the middle. That's not going to help her score, but putting down a full run on your first go is certainly a feat.
Dora Vela from Sao Paulo.
Nice grabbing the Weddle on that. And this is where she kind of lost a little bit of her speed because she landed low. But the way that she was still able to put together the rest of her run, it's always hard to recover when something doesn't go exactly as planned, but she was able to make it work.
So we wait the score. Judges will take their time looking at this one because this fourth and final heat will be crucial. Who makes it through to the top 8? Still waiting. Current 8th position is Heike Ventura at 76.24. Could this be enough to knock her teammate out? And it is 76.57. And disappointment for Heike Ventura because she has been knocked down into 9th. Next up, it's Ruby True, second one.
She's been skating and surfing in competition since age 6. Her first international competition being exposure. Really a talented skateboarder here, progressing so quickly. Very stylish. Nice front Smith through the corner. Back nose grind. And then the judo from high to low. To not hang up on that is quite a feat. And then to ollie out of that front 50. We've seen mostly people yank in off of that, but to ollie without grabbing the board is so much more technical. Oh, and the front 5-0 taking it to fakie on the other side. And then doing a G-twist right there. And no board slide. That was after time, but still such a great run. Ruby True.
That's absolutely huge from the Australian. Is that good enough to move into the top 8?
The crowd seems to think so. There's her dad right there.
Arissa True, her teammate and namesake, they're not related, lying in 5th place.
She had great use of the course, a big bag of tricks. It's a really solid run. I wish the rail would have been in time. Certainly makes her stand out to use the course so well.
So we wait for the score. Could this be Ruby True's day? Currently the bubble is Dora Varela with a 76, and it's a 77. So in the top 8 for now, but they're going to look to improve because we'll change things up as we see the leaderboard. Iraqi, Wetstein, Kazaki, Brown, True, Checo, all in the 80s, and Yosasumi on that 79. Well, this is under threat from Ruby True and Dora Varela.
Also a threat for finals. Nia Lasso. She's got such a big bag of tricks. And she's got such a textbook style. And she put it all together just coming off that injury. Nice tail grab on the vert extension. Tapping to that backside tail slide over the hip. It might look easy, but that is so challenging to do. Nice backside lip slide. Naya's looking really strong here. Doing the indie air, gapping onto the spine wall. Gapping up the lip slide. 360 over the box jump, right into a nice nose grab backside air. There it is, ending with a 5-0 fakie.
Yeah, so really good tricks on the coping there. That big 360 over the jump box. And a big smile on Nia Lasso's face. Complete run has been put down. Now she will await the score.
That's certainly going to get her a spot in the finals. I mean, everything was so well executed. All the air tricks were high. The tech lip trick selection is certainly going to make her stand out. Sliding that back lip through the corner. The judges are going to love that one.
She really kept those slides going, didn't she? Good height there on the 3 over the box. Now, let's wait. Is this going to be up there? It's right up there. 82.49. Nia Lasso is almost 100% going to make it through to the top 8 with that.
Here we see Leticia Buffoni in the stands, a legend in women's skateboarding.
And Yoshisari Sakura is now in 8th place, and the bubble is 79.70.
Haley Servio is in, back 3 over the jump box. Beautiful McTwist in the deep end. Just keeping her speed high. Nice Weddle. Frontside air, gapping over, right into the crail slide. Really packing those tricks and gapping up the lip slide on the spine. Working the course. In the air, over the box jump. There's the front Smith that got away from her last time. Looking really solid. Can she finish this run? Backside air. Yes, getting the board slide. Oh my goodness, and right into an anchor from the deep end.
That is going to be a big score for Haley Servio, the fan who lives in Australia. Has thrown one down here in Paris.
Her family has been on the road for 2 years straight trying to get her here to the Olympics, and it has really paid off because her progression has been absolutely unreal. With each and every event, she's got more power, more style, more tricks. And the way that she put this run together, using the rail, 360 in the box, and twisting in the deep end, it's going to be a great score.
Well, she's just 13 years old, and her rate of improvement, even just over the last few months, has been outstanding. She moved up into the top 8 in Budapest at the Olympic qualifiers, got to the final there. This is probably going to be good enough. We wait the score. Is it ahead of Yoshisumi Sakura? 79.70 is the target. We wait. It's an 83.42. 5th place, Haley Servio. Bursts into tears of joy for Haley Servio. She's done it. She has done it.
Hard work paying off right there. Such a dedicated skater.
And Yoshisumi Sakura will not make the final. The Olympic champion is out. Next up for Morocco, it's Aya Asakas.
Learning to skate the park course in real time, showing you just how difficult it is. Each and every one of these transitions is a different size. The coping is different on various walls. You've got to pump for speed through the corners. If you don't have a park locally, it is so hard to learn and transfer those skills from just a mini ramp.
So Asakas will probably stick with that first run score. As we move on to Dora Varela on a 76.57, currently in 11th place, but has the capability to shoot for the top 8.
Starting with that front side grind, rolling through the deep end corner, doing an invert on the vert wall. Building for speed here to gap up to tail slide over that love seat. A technical line right there. Back free, grabbing Weddle, landing a lot more smoothly this time, keeping up her speed for a backside air in the deep end. Getting the front side axle stall, yanking it in.
10 seconds left on the clock. There it is.
Heel flip Indy over the box. You can see the smile on her face right there. 50-50 to Peggy.
Yes, a punch of delight for Dora Barella from Brazil. Now, could she knock her teammate Isadora Pacheco out of the final? The final score is 82.07. Was Barella better than Pacheco?
Certainly used the course well, using that laid back, the setback wall, yanking it in, and then doing the heel flip Indy. That's certainly going to make her stand out. We saw in the first heat, the kick flip Indies were really getting in everybody's way. So hard to land these flip tricks when it counts, but right here, flicking it with her heel, clear in the box, landing so perfectly. She's stoked on that one.
That big trick could be the difference. Heel of her foot. You wait to score for Barella. It might be a bit of a wait because this is going to be really key as to who makes the finals. Will it be Barella? Will it be Pacheco? It's Barella. Barella has knocked her teammate Pacheco out of the finals. And Barella sneaking into that 8th place. But we've still got plenty more runs to come.
She's no stranger to the Olympic finals, made 7th in Tokyo.
Well, Ruby True, she could change up the leaderboard as well if she can improve on that 77.89.
She's got a big bag of tricks. We saw her as potentially the first ever female do a fakie to fakie 540 in the Exposure 2021 video contest. Putting together a really solid run. She's got a big bag of tricks. Well, she adds some new ones to this line. Nice backside nose grind, getting her across there. Judo from high to low. Front 50, so proper on the setback wall. And then doing that line where she comes in onto the landing of the box jump to get speed for the front side invert. Trying to get a little bit more technical there. Not quite putting it down this time.
Well, she'll have to go and wait for the third run. Ruby True. Got the capability to do it. The bubble score right now, 82.29, scored by Dora Barella. That will be a throwaway, I think. For Ruby True. It's not an improvement on the first run score. So you can see for 8th, it's 82.30. Ruby True can do this. Just got to put it down clean in run 3. So you can see the top 6 as they stand right now. Hey, Serbia from this heat up in 5th place. And look at the battle that we've got for the top 8. Nia Lasso in there, as well as Dora Varela.
And she gave herself a little bit more breathing room. Sitting in 7th right now. Rolling in for her final run of the prelims. Starting off with speed on that roll-in. Backside tail grab, so smooth. Gapping to that backside tail slide. In the front trail, on the bird wall. The back flip, oh, she just tweaked her back foot out a little bit too far. Maybe slid a bit further than she intended to.
Crowd, and it won't be an improvement for Nia Lasso. She's currently in 7th place. Hey Serbia, but Hey Serbia coming up next is ahead of her, so it's not going to be a threat. Nia Lasso, right now, with that 82.49. Right now, she's in. Looks disappointed because Dora Varela and Ruby True could knock her out. Hayley Servio has already qualified. What has she got for us?
Yes, they're going to start off with a giant back three, right into a twist. Developed so much power over the past few months. Nice weddle onto the spine. Frontside airing onto that wall. And that, the gap to lip slide. Combination of flip tricks and air tricks and spins, and the use of that rail, that's what made her stand out for the judges. Faking a taste of what's to come in the finals.
She's through to the final. She did that.
Lots of Finnish fans in the audience.
Hayley Servio is definitely through.
So great to see such a huge crowd coming out for the women. I mean, just a few years ago when we were competing, not only in Tokyo, but prior to that, the women would be skating in the morning. It'd be way too early for anyone to be awake. It was just an empty crowd, and it's just so great to see all the support that these girls and women have. Just a few years ago, there weren't very many opportunities for them to compete, and now they are thriving.
Lying in 5th place, Hayley Servio has done it. Next up, it is Aya Askas from Morocco.
Battling a bit of a knee injury as well. She'll have to have a surgery after this event. It's such a huge feat to make it here to the Olympics. Pumping for speed, feeling out this course. There you see the mini ramp line coming in, half cab rock fakie. Oh, just missed pumped going fakie over the waterfall there. She does so much for skateboarding in Morocco through her nonprofit. Wants to bring skating to more people who don't have access to it.
Aya Askas. She is an Olympian. Come out in Tokyo and she'll be back again here in Paris. So Dora Varela lying in 8th place, but we'll look to get an improvement to be safe because we still have Ruby True to come.
Starting with that frontside grind roll in.
Hello?
Invert on the vert wall. So you're pumping these corners, set up for that gap, tail slide over that left seat, and then doing the alley-oop whittle. Nelly grab over the box. Just a textbook backside air in the deep end. Will she clean up this front axle stall? She did. No adjustments this time. I'll save her a little bit of time. Oh!
Well, Dora Varela is going to stick on that 82.29 from run 2.
She might have improved her score because that frontside axle stall, the setback wall was a lot smoother. And it's just, sometimes it's just the worst feeling when you are in the middle of a trick and you know that you can land it, but you have that slight glimmer of self-doubt and you just bail, which is what I think happened with that heel flip indie. She had the flip, it was right under her feet, and then she just threw it away.
Well, she only needed a 0.2 of an improvement to go ahead of Nia Lasso, who's currently lying in 7th. It means that Nia Lasso has definitely qualified, as has Arissa True. But Dora Varela will watch nervously. Ruby True will drop. Ruby True, lying in 11th, has the capability to get above that 82.30.
She's got a really big bag of tricks, but can she adapt them all into this course? Here's a textbook backsmith through the corner.
Oh, hey, J Rose, how's it going?
A new park course. Gotta feel out your tricks. Basically relearning them and then trying to link them together in a way that best serves the course. Gapping into that back nose grind, making it look really good.
I don't know what that message was, and you retracted, so never mind.
Looking so smooth. Here is the upgrade. The front side invert in the deep end. Will it be enough? Pivot fakie over the spine.
Fakey.
Right into the G twist. Will she make the round? She is
Oh, damn it.
Oh dear.
Okay.
No.
You can calm down with the hearts now, I get the message.
Until that point.
Just fell on the last trick, and that could be it. And was that last trick ahead of or after the buzzer?
Well,
That's the question. The judges will be looking at that. They'll be able to look at it on the replay.
it basically counts if you're already going up the transition, which is hard to say. I don't know whether she was on the flat bottom or whether she had already gone up that jump box, but I think the score will tell all. And this, it looked like she just didn't quite have the speed to make it through, and then that threw her off on the re-entry.
Needs to get 82.29, and it's a 70.80 for Ruby True. Disappointment for Ruby True, and congratulations to Dora Varela. She has made it through to the top 8. Going in 8th, still have a skater in the final.
You made it to finals in Tokyo as well. Thrilled to do it again.
Celebrations for Dora Varela as we see the qualified skaters. Heat 1, Bryce Wexstein from Heat 1, Saki Kinada from Heat 1, and then Sky Brown, Haley Servio, Marissa True, Nia Lasso, and Dora Varela. Those are our 8 skaters that will fight it out for gold, silver, and bronze later on today.
Okay. Okay, gonna sign off for a bit now, guys. Might see you later. Take care.